Let me also address, like, because I'm just not a throw stones and hide my hands type of person. To the people who made it a point to talk down publicly on the IMAs, make your posts, use your influence to say some shit about something that was being built that you didn't contribute to. Now it's not all of a sudden real. It's not a real thing all of a sudden now that you want to get involved, right? You didn't want to clap for nobody when they won. You talk shit. I don't know nobody on this list. You didn't buy a ticket, you didn't attend, but you don't want people to do that for you.
Well, those people might not get nominated, I ain't gonna lie.
You feel what I made music about certain things and certain stuff that I just don't like to talk about or glorify. But I might talk about God, I might talk about some conscious things, or I might talk about positivity or just being a man, you know? But it's not gospel music, it's not positive music, it's not conscious music. So, you know, I was calling it non-destructive hip-hop, but then I sat down with Ray Daniels, and he was saying how people might take offense to that. So then I started trying to figure out what to call it. And I didn't come up with the phrase adult contemporary hip-hop. It's already been floating around. People been kicking that. Okay. Decided to adopt it, and I'd say I'm waving the flag for it to say that this is the next stage.
Put up. So now what? And I love that shit because to keep it real, you're gonna see the guys winning next year, and you're gonna see it's gonna be the biggest thing to happen, and I'm so excited for it. So I just want you're gonna see Frank gonna be there because he gonna win next year. He gonna win next year. That's why he gonna be suited and booted. You hear me? Because we fitting to be in there.
Most recent IMAs came along, and people had a reflex reaction in response to thinking people were disrespecting them, which caused them to respond a certain way.
Word.
I'm a grown man and I don't like people coming at me a certain way, but that caused me to respond a certain. And then we end up in a cycle of arguing and escalation. You know, so I want to make it clear, nobody was disrespecting any city, especially not where the most dense population or community of participants that we want to reach.
I'm incredibly proud of who I am today,
right, and
how I got here. I really can't say that I wish I had did something different, but I do know at the time I was afforded choices I could have made. If there is opportunity for you to make life-changing decisions and you feel like you need to, take that leap.
It's not going to be easy. If you make the difficult decision to change your life, you're gonna have to disconnect with some people along the way.
That's a fact.
You're gonna lose some people along the way. A positive change, you'll never regret a positive. Made me who I am was I was exposed to a lot of things very young, very early, and my response to it was just I grew to hate it.
That's an honest.
I get John Wick with it, kick wicked. Rap philosophies, so Socrates. Beat kicking like a soccer team. Got me back in my bag, coming with something nasty. Yeah, blasphemy. Here for what the Lord's got for me. Check the prophecy, my roots run deep. Check the botany, I'm systematic. Every lyric that I've written resembles schematics. I'm doper than your average rapper, my listeners are addicts. If I wrote a couple of quotes on a hospital bed, Dr. House couldn't diagnose what I got in my head. I'm in the booth, tell them sound the alarms. Spitting like I got the word of God on my palm. Truth, never been a fraud, never flawed. However I see it, it's how it's called. I got a real life Claire Huxtable. She's so Rashad, but if it gets real, she goes Solange. I welcome these beats with open arms, and I hit them with bars like no tomorrow. I'm the real deal, it's no facade. I'm in the lab chewing the bullet, throwing the tune. If I spit it, bet I kill it and zip them up smooth. Why every other rapper I see now so female? Time to say a prayer, put a knee down. Tebow, kill him on demand, flow Tebow.
I don't think that's a barrier. Not as much as he thought it was, I don't think. But there was a little more to it than that. But I do understand, if you feel that way, why make sure somebody on the same page. We back,
I got bars like the signal on your cell or a jail, no
Klazik in the building.
We the army, you the bakery. Your whole squad is pastry. Soft, sweet, and flaky. Stay away from me, you got wax written all over you. I got severe
I might cut this out, I probably won't, honestly. Because we got my man, Frank, helping us out. You can move the whole thing if you need to. See, we got my man helping us out. Lottie over here. Yeah, I see you, man. Hey, man, I see you.
Yeah, even with that, there was a stretch of time, I mentioned doing.
Legend in the building. They're going to be like, you know what? You throw that word around. But all right, let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you, to me here at the studio, I say the things I want to say. And that's the cool thing about having your own microphones.
That's right.
So I really value what we're about to talk about in this portion of it, because I do think that you bring a lot to the table that I do appreciate. So we're actually going to talk about that. So in that first half, side A, you told everybody about the come up.
That's right.
You know, about instead of going, for lack of a better word, left, you went right, made that decision. You know, did some super cool stuff with missiles. You're gonna have to go check out that episode. You know what I'm saying? You know, sea monsters and all kinds of craziness going on.
Loch
you know,
Ness,
storms and all that. You know what I'm saying? So
Leviathan,
all of it while making beats and rapping. So you'll have to check that out. But now you're home.
That's right.
You know, you did what you had to do. Did you already have a family at this point? Like your own family?
Well, technically, yeah. So that's another thing. I got married early, in my early 20s.
So before you enlisted?
No, after enlisting. And then I've been
somebody that you were with before you enlisted.
Nope.
Got you. Okay, wow.
I referenced wanting to be able to take care of the person I saw myself with.
Yep.
And what?
Check out that episode.
I went off to boot camp and she was claiming somebody else 6 months later. You know, that's just how I go. That's the game. Got to keep it player. The game makes the best players.
Indeed.
You know, once you peep the game, you'll say, oh, that's the game? Well.
Got you.
Let me play ball.
You're out, you're moving around. You're starting a family, you're building a family at some point, but you're also chasing, lack of a better word, chasing your dream at this point?
That's right.
So initially, was it making music, or was it just like, because you mentioned fashion, is it just being in the spotlight? Is it just changing the lives of your family? What's kind of was the motivation when you came home?
The thing that
came home sounds crazy because when you were done with your service to the country.
Yeah. I just always wanted to be, music was always the driving force. And then, you know, as you put yourself in position, as you invest in yourself, as you partner with people, you just learn.
Strategic partnerships, baby.
You just learn, how I said, you know, especially as you get higher and higher, none of this works the way you think it does.
For sure.
And so a lot of disappointments, a lot of L's. But, you know, my biggest L's came because I thought I had to be attached with certain people. But, you know, if I had bet on myself a little sooner, I would be further along.
That's how I feel too. For sure. I feel that way too.
Yeah.
But some L's for sure. But you're also starting to take yourself more serious at this time. So I'm guessing you're recording, you're going to the studio, because you had mentioned, again, check out that episode because it was gold. But you had mentioned not like doing a lot of recording and serious performing and stuff before you went into service.
Recording consistently in Virginia.
So what did that look like? Did you just find a studio? Or?
Yeah, I happened to find Blacklight Studios in Virginia Beach, Virginia. The first engineer I recorded with in there was a guy named T-Riffic, Timothy Napper. He was who went on to become the first friend I made in Virginia.
Okay.
Phenomenal artist all around. He can rap, sing, right? Now he just started a label. Now his son has gotten old enough where he's pushing his son.
Gotcha.
You know, and you know, that's when I started to understand the relationship between you and your engineer. You know, how important a good engineer is. Someone who will say, do that again, or you could do that better.
Yeah, I value that as well.
You know what I'm saying? Someone that you got that relationship with when you're recording to make sure you
respect their ear and that working relationship.
And they respect your talent.
Yeah.
And it's not like, hey, shut up, man.
So you got the same goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you're recording now. You're starting to take it more serious.
That's right.
So when did you come back to Iowa? Or is it back to Iowa, or is it Iowa the first time?
I got married early.
Because you're from Cleveland.
Yeah.
For people who didn't. But again, check out that episode if you're here for sure.
Then I met someone who's from Iowa.
Okay.
And then I didn't have kids in my first marriage, but we had children together.
Okay.
She's from Mount Pleasant, Iowa.
Okay.
And then she was in the Navy as well. We were on the ship together. And we moved up here to try and get closer to some type of family for the kids' sake in 2017.
Okay, got you. So what did that look like for your music career?
I thought it was over. I thought it was it. You know,
I could see that, I guess.
I don't know nothing about Iowa. I ain't know, you know, this is an area of the country that's known as flyover country. This is not a destination, place. I didn't see being able to do it on any type of level, but I was wrong. You
were obviously, I would say you were clearly wrong. For me, I just like hit the barbershops. I remember going to Platinum trying to figure out who was who, and I ran into Explicit. So what did it look like for you to start recording here? Because it wasn't that easy for me when I first got here. You know what I'm saying? To find like at least people who were taking it serious. I wanted to go to a serious studio. Now you got beautiful places like Carousel, and you got Genie, who put together an amazing studio and shit. You got Explicit. You got Views from the West. You know what I'm saying? The new and budding studio. So now you have places to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so what did that look like to find a place to record when you got here to Iowa?
Well, we moved to the Cedar Rapids area originally, and there's a studio, Soundbox Studios had just opened up, or they hadn't been open that long. And
where was that at?
At Cedar Rapids,
okay,
Cedar Rapids,
gotcha.
Iowa. And now they've expanded. They got a beautiful studio. So that's where, when I got back active, and then I remember when I first got to the area, there was a beat battle a few years ago at Lefty's.
Yo, I bet you that was them guys, wasn't it? I bet you that was them guys, right? He talking about a beat battle at Lefty's. I bet you that was the homies, right? Because they always talking about, don't Rob talk about that battle they had at Lefty's all the time? That Chutch was in, remember?
Yeah, he won it.
Chutch was snapping. And TZ was in that shit too, I think.
Lyrical, that's where I first met Lyrical.
Didn't Chutch do the Backstreet Boys joint that night or something?
I can't remember the beats.
Like, shout out to Chutch, man. Yeah. Hell yeah, that's the homie for sure.
I drove 2 hours because I still.
Yeah, I think you were,
I was just trying to get involved in something.
Yeah, hell yeah. I remember that shit. I remember that shit. Yeah, that shit was lit. I want to do something like that here. A beat battle and shit, but like structure it like a big show, you know what I'm saying? But also cater to a live audience.
Yeah, I
so
know
have the beats fed through the live at a high quality sound rate.
That engineer, he founded a beat battle league that went on for a few years.
Beat battle league is lit.
Competitions regularly, do big showcases and all of that, give out stuff.
Man, shout out to Lefty's too, man. So okay, so you found Lefty's, you go to the beat battle, and we're trying to meet people, or how did that go?
Yeah, I was trying to connect, but ain't nothing come of it. I ain't seen a beat battle again since.
Man, them producers are still cooking though.
Yeah, I just recently got connected with Church Pro.
Yeah.
But then things started picking back up when I met Tone. He had T1 Entertainment up there.
That's what I was gonna say. So for people that don't know, Tone is a artist, entrepreneur. Actually, I think he's a semi-professional wrestler.
Yeah.
He's an event organizer.
Yeah.
He's is it fair to say the owner operator of the coalition or the group behind the Iowa Music Awards?
Yeah,
he's many hats.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, many hats, right?
That's right.
So I'm assuming he probably wasn't wearing all of those when you met him, but he was probably still.
Yeah. He had a studio, managing some artists,
That's what I'm saying. He was probably still had some motion doing what he was doing. So how did that relationship come about?
Just me trying to get tapped in.
You meet him at a show or something, or stuff he was doing?
On, before he started doing IMAs, he was doing the Iowa Summer Jam up there. And then, I got connected with him. I was a foot and a half out of rapping. I just wanted to be around some things. I was doing photography. I mean, when I first started coming around, people thought I was security, but, I was doing anything just to be around it. And then he did a cypher and asked me to be in it, because I shared some of my music, because I wanted to dose right. I want to do all kind of stuff just to.
They did a cypher this year too.
Trying to. Oh yeah.
That shit was hard. We'll talk about that shit. Yeah, maybe I'll throw it in here real quick. That shit was hard.
And that's when things got back rolling. And he went with me, for that same engineer, Terrific. He does a birthday bash every year. I went back and performed at one of his showcases. Tone went with me. I demolished the stage. I shot a video for a song called Meant for Me. And then there's a line at the end of that song where I say, either I'm wrong about my gift or it's not meant for me, but I keep trying just in case it's still meant to be. And if case God needs a reminder, I want everything that's meant for me. And that message, that sentence is constantly just putting something out in the universe for me. and it's laying something down for me to step on as I continue to step.
For sure. So I don't know. This might be could be perceived as maybe a difficult question. So if you just want to, move on, just let me know. But to me, it sounds like, so when you first got here, you said, okay, I came out to Des Moines. I'm trying to see what's going on. And you said nothing came from it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, okay, I do the same thing over here. And there's all these budding relationships, all this motion, all this stuff going on. Why do you think that is? What do you think made it easier to get integrated outside of the capital city?
Well, I lived up there then. So all his most consistent bookings were in the Cedar Rapids area. And his studio was based up there. So everything.
So it's proximity for the most part.
Yeah. And then.
But did you not were you coming back here during those first few years or whatever?
If I knew of something.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know anybody locally who would keep me in the loop. I moved down to Des Moines in 2022. But then.
And you met Tone when?
See. Probably a couple years before I moved down. I think I met
like before the pandemic. That's usually a good reference of time. That's 2020.
Yeah.
So for those 2 years, that was also an interesting time then.
Yeah.
Because that was the pandemic time.
Mm-hmm.
So there probably wasn't a ton of shows and stuff going on.
Yeah, that's true.
So what were you guys doing during that time? Because that was during the time of your relationship.
Well, it's his business. I just be trying to be down. You know what I'm saying? So
was y'all rapping during that time though? Making music together at all or anything?
Not like we do now. It
Gotcha.
was still filling each other out. Things didn't kick off till he went to Virginia with me.
Okay.
And then because I wasn't trying to chase after him too heavy, and then he didn't know me too well. You know what I'm saying? So it took a minute to feel each other out, and then that first cipher we did was in October, whatever year that was when Streets Need a Body was popular. That line was Streets Need a Body. And we did it around Halloween because I put that line in my cipher verse.
Got you.
And so whenever that was, I'm going to have to look at it.
That was before you moved to the Des Moines area though?
Yeah, I moved to Des Moines in June of 22.
Got you. So you're working with Tone, or you're working with people from what side of the state is that, or where is that at?
Eastern Iowa.
Got you. So you're working with people there, but you move here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you continue working with people there.
Yeah.
Because eventually you become part of other things, right? So, but what did that look like? Were you like traveling, or did you start recording here, or what did that look like?
I met Jeannie because I was doing video work with I went to shoot a video for Jeannie and his submission and his nomination at the first IMAs. And this was before I moved down. So then when I got here, I recorded there. He was the first person. I liked the way I sound, so I've been recording with Jeannie since I moved down.
Man, shout out to Jeannie, man. Trying to get you on the show, man.
Yeah. And with Jeannie...
been hearing a lot about you.
That's what I recorded the verse where I won the open verse challenge for Gifted Hands, who's a very popular artist now. He doesn't have arms, who happens to be from Virginia, who I met before he got famous when I lived in Virginia. But I won the open verse challenge with him. That's where I recorded the song that I shot the video for, that I've won my film festival awards with. I've done a lot of shit, man. I've done a lot of stuff with Jeannie, quality studio, quality engineer.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay. So now you're here.
Yep.
You're working with Jeannie.
Yep.
But you're still chasing the bigger kind of.
That's right.
So, I know you didn't want to talk too much about the awards, but obviously during those years, that was part of your hip hop journey. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where, I'll let you kind of say it, but that's where you coined a phrase, right? Kind of a.
Right. So
what, if you want to let people know what that is?
I was always trying to figure out how to talk about what I do. So with my background and my history with having loved ones addicted to drugs and things like that, and I chose not to play the streets, I never made music portraying it, I didn't play the streets in a certain way. When you come from a certain environment, it's things, there's going to be some overlap to get into. So I never made music about certain things. There's certain stuff that I just don't like to talk about or glorify. But I might talk about God. I might talk about some conscious things, or I might talk about positivity or just being a man, you know, but it's not gospel music. It's not positive music. It's not conscious music. So, I was calling it non-destructive hip hop, but then I sat down with Ray Daniels, and he was saying how people might take offense to that. So then I started trying to figure out what to call it. And I didn't come up with the phrase adult contemporary hip hop. It's already been floating around. People been kicking that, decided to adopt it. And I'd say I'm waving the flag for it to say that this is the next stage of hip hop. This is what hip hop has to evolve into. And when people hear it, they can get an idea or say, well, what does that mean?
Yeah. So full disclosure, what we talked about earlier, you have been on the show before. And so we did talk about that, and it has stuck with me since then, because like I was mentioning to you off camera, I feel like other genres of music have multiple subgenres within that, not like hip hop does, obviously, in the sense of like, trap and drill and all these things. But I mean, like how you have a classic rock, you know what I'm saying? And how they celebrate these legendary artists. Hip hop has always been very like, kind of almost had the perception of pushing you out as you got older.
You could definitely age out.
But in reality, that's not the case. As we're seeing more this year, I think if anything, that statement is more validated than ever. With the Big L album, with the Clips album, with the Nas album, you know what I'm saying? So, but with that said, that statement always stood with me, because I want to be able to celebrate artists, that were important to me in 93 and 94 and whatever, Onyx or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that to me is adult contemporary hip hop, in the same way of celebrating them, giving them something that, if you're telling me hip hop is a young man's game, well, guess what is it? This other genre of hip hop. And I love that. That always made me, I really enjoyed that. So then you made it an award. So
very first award of its kind, the first adult contemporary hip hop award, the least that I know of, was presented in Cedar Valley, which is Cedar Falls and Waterloo, and Iowa in 2024.
Word, that's fire.
So
have you won this award?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was the first receiver of it. That night, received a mayoral proclamation from the mayor of both cities.
That's fire, yo.
So
that's fire, yo.
Yeah. So Iowa is attached in the history books for the first, adult contemporary.
I'm telling you right now, I'm nominating Ray West this year.
You should.
I know. He should win.
To be in the conversation.
Big facts. Yeah. So, look, okay. All right. I'm going to listen.
Yeah.
So I was told that, we didn't really want to get into the awards, which I get, you know what I'm saying? But really, I think what he meant is he didn't want to get into the low-hanging fruit assumption side of it and wanted to speak facts, is what I'm guessing.
Right.
So, because I'll tell you this, what's clear to me is they hear whatever's being said.
That's right.
And it's pretty clear that y'all aren't, for lack of a better word, backing away or shying away from any sort of potential criticism or whatever word you want to use, because you're facing it head on.
That's right.
Because you got an announcement, but you're going to talk about it for a second, I'm sure, because at some point you became involved in the Iowa Music Awards.
Yeah, because, along the way, especially if you're investing in yourself and you're taking it seriously, the value of somebody saying, hey, man, what you doing is dope.
For sure. 1,000%. That's what I'm building this platform on.
And, people can only do so much. Everybody doesn't know what everybody has going on. We're all enveloped in our own lives and our own story.
For sure.
So, when the most recent IMAs came along and people had a reflex reaction in response to thinking people was disrespecting them, which caused them to respond a certain way.
Word.
I'm a grown man and I don't like people coming at me a certain way. That caused me to respond a certain way. And then we end up in a cycle of arguing and escalation. So I want to make it clear, nobody was disrespecting any city, especially not where the most dense population or community of participants that we want to reach. It was just miscommunication because we're not from here.
And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it for me. I'm going to say it. I also feel like there's a little bit of put some respect on our name though, because we're 5 years in this thing and we're trying to figure it out, which is leading you to where you guys are going next year and the direction you're clearly taking things. But I just want to shout out the fact that y'all do keep going.
Yeah.
And you are pushing that forward and you are celebrating others.
Started for a purpose.
Because celebrating others is a big deal. So this is what I'm gonna tell y'all too right now. As y'all watch this, y'all gonna see the homies on the show this year. Cause you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do one of those, if you don't want them all in the videos, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want them, trying to sway the votes for your little award, come to Do Better.
Yeah.
Cause we're gonna nominate y'all.
Yeah.
No, you're going to see more artists this year, so I can say that. So I'm glad to say that because the guys deserve to win last year. This is a fact, and I'm going to say that directly to the camera and you people watching this. But with that said, the awards isn't stopping.
No, it's not stopping. And you have to take into consideration no one can comb through all the music that's being put out because it's not the Iowa Hip Hop Awards. It's the Iowa Music Awards. And then if someone did take the time, then commit their entire life to just combing through music and nominate what they thought was the best, what gets, as artists, your most popular song is almost never your favorite song. So even if we comb through your music and we pick what your best song is, you might say, oh, I hate that song. That don't represent me. So anything that's worth winning has a submission process and a submission fee. But through all of that, rock with it or don't. The information is there. Respect from me to you. And I'm not going to let nobody play with me any other way. Respect from me to you if that's not clear. But year 5.
Talk to him.
The Iowa Music Awards will be held in Des Moines, Iowa.
Man, what is we doing? Look.
I know that for a fact. I got the green light to announce it here.
That's such a big deal, man.
So the Iowa Music Awards will be in Des Moines, Iowa, year 5.
That's a big deal. And so I'm going to react to that right now, which just exactly the way I did is if you tell somebody, we think you're doing this, this, and this, and their response is like, okay, well, here it is. We're going to show you that we're here for the greater good. We're going to show you that we want to bring what we got going on. Now you get to, is you going to support what we doing? Now instead of shying away from it, they said, okay, we all get to put up or shut up. So we going to put up. So now what? And I love that shit because to keep it real, you're going to see the guys winning next year and you're going to see it's going to be the biggest thing to happen. And I'm so excited for it because I think it's a big deal that they bringing it here, man. So yeah. I just want you're going to see Frank going to be there because he going to win next year. He going to win next year. That's why he going to be suited and booted. You hear me? Because we fitting to be in that bitch, man. And I'm so excited for that. And I just want to, I'm going to tell you on the from the studio that we appreciate that, because I feel like we're doing the same thing. You put up and you shut up. That's it.
Right, man.
So I'm not trying to do no talking with you if the action is there.
So yourself, are you even serious?
That's what I'm saying, man. So I love that y'all are coming here.
Exactly.
I'm so glad we got to announce that shit. So with that said, the awards are going to be lit this year, but all y'all that feel some kind of way, this is the year to show out. This is the year for us to show them why Des Moines is the capital city of hip hop as well. You know what I'm saying? It is the capital city of hip hop. I do believe that. And that's all due respect to everybody who's won. There's amazing artists all throughout, but I know guitarists here. I know bands here. I know singers here. I know all kinds of people here who are talented as hell, who deserve to be recognized and win an award. And this is the year to do that shit. So
it's going to be the biggest and the best.
It's going to be awesome
ceremony thus far, but let me also address because I'm just not a throw stones and hide my hands type of person. To the people who made it a point to talk down publicly on the IMAs, make your posts, use your influence to say some shit about something that was being built that you didn't contribute to. Now it's not all of a sudden real. It's not a real thing all of a sudden now that you want to get involved, right? You didn't want to clap for nobody when they won. You talk shit. I don't know nobody on this list. You didn't buy a ticket. You didn't attend, but you're going to want people to do that for you.
But those people might not get nominated. I ain't going to lie.
You feel what I'm saying? Now, there's some people around here, like you said, I'm only talking to those people.
No, I'm with you, man. Talk your shit,
who
man.
Sent them shots.
Y'all here. Y'all coming here this year. So now you get to talk your shit.
And then, even I made a video.
Shout out to Tone for that, man. I hope to get you out here on the show soon.
Yeah, I made a video saying I'm willing to talk to anybody. And then when I saw the people was on BS with it, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm talking to the people who are like-minded, who put in the work in their craft, who invest in themselves, get on these stages, give you a quality show, make quality music, don't take no shortcuts. It's always a place for you in something that I'm building, whether I'm with Tone or the IMAs. Iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm talking about? Bitch niggas bring down the value. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, I'm with you.
No, bitch
I'm with you.
Yeah.
We was talking about that. Listen, I'm with you, but I know that's okay.
All. And
a little out of character. Listen,
I came here to put everything to rest.
Look, this I'm gonna tell you. I'm
a very respectful guy because I can get extremely disrespectful,
bro.
Not just disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, hold on.
With respect, every man deserves. You treat a man like a man until he makes you treat him otherwise.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
So that's why I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back because hold on. No, you're right. I'm with you because this is the time. No. This is the time. This is why I appreciate it so much. You just make that announcement and you saying these things after y'all said, all right, we're gonna make the choice to do this and we're gonna show them what's up. So now it's like, yeah, I heard y'all. Yeah. And y'all said we wasn't for this or that or whatever it was y'all was saying. Right. Well, now what? Now what? You know what I'm saying? We here.
My intention, I want to see some dope shit and say, hey, bro, you dope.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Hey, sis, you dope. You got some fire. Man. I want to be able to do that.
But yeah, talk your shit. I know, talk your shit. Talk your shit. But that's super exciting. But also, you have some stuff coming up.
Yes, sir.
That's sooner than that.
Yes, sir.
So
all right.
There's a rollout going up to the awards this year. They 6, 7, 8 months out. So
100%.
There's a tour ahead of time, stuff like that, right?
Yeah. I don't know how long the submission window is going to be this year, but last year it was open for 6 months.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tapped in with the award show platform and all of that.
I'm gonna get involved too. Hopefully you'll see the studio do better. Hopefully we'll be able to be involved. But
yeah, man. And
we'll
y'all make
sure
out. Y'all stay locked in with Do Better because
we should be the media over there.
This is the platform that's trying to bring you the news for you and your people and your community.
Big facts.
So y'all stay tapped in with Do Better-MEDA. But starting next week, I'm getting active. I'm going to be hosting open mic night for New City Poets, which is going to be in the annex for XBK Live. I'm going to be up in Cedar Rapids the following day with my man Tevin Jones doing a showcase in Moco. Then February 27th, I'm putting on a show in XBK Live, putting some people on the stage. It's going to be a dope contemporary
you might see us there too.
That's right. I want to see y'all there.
We might do some cool shit there too.
That's right.
Because we can speak about that too because we talked about Lefties a little bit. A pretty legendary local music venue. So, we were kind of like, all right, hopefully people try to still put on shows and so now y'all need to, when y'all see this, y'all need to support these people and these shows and that are bringing events to Des Moines
open.
Because if these venues are closing down, there isn't going to be places for artists to go. And honestly, eventually you'll be priced out. That's just what'll happen. Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
and also when you go to these events, man, this is holy ground, man. This is Switzerland. Don't bring your BS. Don't bring your beefs. Don't bring whatever lifestyle you're into.
You can't bring that here. It's over with. But.
But it's already, Des Moines is already not hip hop friendly. You know what I'm saying? So when someone like myself, this is on our face. So we got to use our face and our brand to get in the door to put on a show that caters to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all come out, suspend the BS for the night so that we can turn it into more opportunities, and so we can build a better and stronger community.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
February 27th, I'm going to headline. We're going to have the winner of the 2025 Adult Contemporary Hip Hop Award.
Who's that?
Rylan K.
Gotcha.
He's out of Cedar Rapids. We're going to have Andre Luche, who's...
Shout out to Andre. He's been here. He came for... he was here for T5's release party, right? Yeah, he was here. Shout out to him.
I got a poet locked in right now. King Contra. I'm securing a few more acts. You're going to
yeah. I want to think we're gonna be involved.
I'm gonna work with the.
I want to do some cool media stuff.
New City Poets. I might get a couple more poets. But I want to put people on stage.
I get the vibe for sure.
Yeah, and then
but y'all to show up and support, man. We finna have some fun.
So when doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Between that 7 and 8 o'clock hour, though, at prime time for networking, I'm going to put on some training on, how to improve your stage presence and performance, things I've learned in my 20-year
Are you performing?
career. Yeah. I'm
cool.
I'm a headline in that thing. We're going to have a good time, man, because,
I'm interested to see that for sure. Because you get busy.
I'm going to show y'all my heart and what I want for everybody involved.
So when was the last time you performed in Des Moines?
I think it was with Klazik. I think Klazik did something at Lefty's. That might have been my last time here.
Word. So it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
Word. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting,
man.
Might have been at this show. I'm pretty sure.
I did. You were. You was there. You was there. Yeah.
You went ham. Most
I did all right. You know what I'm saying? I do all right.
Shout out to Klazik too.
Yeah. I did do something.
Check that interview out as well.
The open mic that I'm going to be hosting next week. I did something there when I found out about it recently.
But the open mic is poetry.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Somebody asked if singers could participate. But, I think if you're seriously a rapper, you should be able to take your lyrics and do it spoken word style.
Well, you're just talking about rapping a cappella.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Slowing it down.
Not right.
Well, no, I love, me, I love that type of rapping.
Spoken word style is because I've seen people see me, I'm known for doing acapellas. But I don't you can hear it when they try it. They're still rapping on beat.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So you gotta pause and make it a little more theatric.
I love rapping a cappella because there's no help.
Right.
No help from the beat. So, and then since I come from battle rap, you know what I'm saying, and rapping in the joint and all that, a cappella rapping was I love it. You know what I'm saying? I joke with all the homies when, being the best or something comes up. Obviously, in reality, there's song making, there's all these things, right?
Yeah.
But I always get barbaric as hell and be like, we can just go outside in front of 100 people right now, no beat, right now, and I'm ready to rap, But that I do just love to rap,
That's a part of my set. I'll say when singers can really sing, they go with no beat. I can really rap, so I give you these bars.
So to be fair, spoken word can just be rapping.
Yeah.
But, doing it in a way that's incredibly engaging.
Because it's a style.
No, big facts.
Because rap, the only difference between rap and poetry is that a rap is confined to a tempo.
For sure. So, okay, let me ask you this. Can we talk a little? So we made a big announcement here.
Yep.
The awards are coming to Des Moines this year. That's exciting. Is there anybody? So we talked about Ray West specifically, right?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be nominated this year. Is there anybody that you've been hearing about, or any artists in Des Moines that you might want to hopefully see get nominated this year? I'm thinking Genie's probably going to be nominated again.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Even something like that, I know some engineers here I think who should have got nominated. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know Genie.
I love that. That's what I'm saying. Cause shout out to Julian, man. I heard some of his music. He was playing it here. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was sonically, it was incredible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he pulled up here with a whole little studio in a box, and I'm talking about some stuff he built. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. So, but no, shout out to him too, because I think something even engineering, there's I just hope to see Des Moines represented all through this thing. So
me too. Me too. And when it comes to working with people now with my content, again, I respect everybody. As long as we can meet wherever we are.
Do you have any features, or have you worked with anybody from here? Even going through Genies or anything? Yeah, okay. So you haven't done anything with Klazik?
Yeah.
Okay.
Klazik.
Any producers? Or do you have producers that are over there in Eastern Iowa as well?
I've gotten some beats from one of the engineers.
Or do you still have producers in Virginia you work with?
Yeah. I know I got my source because I'm real particular with my beats. But I'm open to work with anybody. As long as you take it seriously, and I just not with the even no matter what you're on in your content, I'm not with making songs on the destructive side of the game.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot more.
You rapped last time you were here. You performed a song last time you were here.
There's a lot of things we could talk about, you know, especially with that F the Streets movement and the response that got. I just want to say this, bro.
Well, it got a few different responses.
Right. It got with the negative response it got. We got all these as a black man, we got all these ways to die, but the streets is the only way to live. That's not it. That's just not the truth. You know, there's a lot more things we can represent in our presentation and in our creativity and in our music, but you just got to have enough sauce to do it. You know, not preach you.
No, listen, not trying. I'm saying, I think the pushback you're hearing is like, okay, well, if somebody gets rich and say that, we need more people to be saying that on the ground level.
Yeah,
who believe it. There are, I know homies out here
and
who believe that.
It.
I got real solid, you know, outside gangster homies who are not leading their people in the wrong direction. Yeah. They're just standing on business, solid, showing up to work each day, whatever that is.
That don't mean you not gangster.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So,
you know what I'm saying? That don't mean you soft or none of that.
So that movement just needs to hit the ground level a little bit. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the pushback I was seeing was just, oh, well, you used it to become rich and wealthy, because it still is. That's where the struggle is, right? It still is a way out. There are some people who use that negative content to get out and probably change the lives of their families, and they're not what they claim to be. Now,
shut the door behind
it's damaging. No, I'm not saying it's not, but there is probably a mentality of like, well, it changed. My kid now doesn't have to go to that school
where
I told
she may have been in crack, but my son.
No, I'm not disagreeing, right? But that would be the flip side, right?
Yeah.
Is people saying, well, now my kids don't have to go to that school.
Yeah.
You know, not saying it's right or wrong, but that's where the disconnect is, because it still does sell. It still does. Like, there has to be some onus of responsibility on the consumer, no?
Yes.
Actually, I say I like my music ignorant.
The consumer is programmed, similar to the conversation we had with AI. You program your AI.
Wow,
the consumer is programmed. And then, because Henry Ford said, if I asked the customer what he wanted, he would have said a faster horse. He wouldn't have said I wanted a car. You know what I'm saying? So you give the consumer what they want, and then once you've train their appetite, they're going to ask for more of that. So once upon a time, when hip hop was still our culture, we put out who we are. And then it attracted the attention of investors who don't care about our culture and protecting our culture and our community. They care about protecting the money that they invested in it. So now they're going to continue to pump what in their eyes sells the most. So we've always presented who we are. But as the culture became owned and controlled by people who wasn't us, they started telling us what's believable from Black people. And then we started believing that, and then we started to become what we believed we were.
So, and you're saying that wasn't happening when the Russell Simmons or whoever of the world was running hip hop, I guess? When did it start happening?
It took 30 years for rap to go global.
Okay, got you.
So if it was created in the 70s, you know.
The late 70s.
You know, it didn't go global until the 90s. And then that's when the big gold rush and the money, and then that's
95, 96,
you had
97.
boutique labels like
the
Def
Big
Jam.
and Pac era.
You know, at one point in time, Def Jam was boutique, Bad Boy was boutique.
Right.
You know, No Limit, Cash Money.
I think we're going to have to bleep that out. I don't think you're allowed to say Bad Boy anymore.
Oh, man. History is history, but we can't rewrite the history. We can't rewrite what he did
to
YouTube,
in music. I'm just kidding.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whatever.
Shadow ban that shit.
Whatever, all that other stuff, you know.
No, I'm with you. No, you're right. They were much smaller. They were. Yeah.
And then they got successful. Then they got bought out. And then the people in control stopped looking like the people that were making it.
For sure. It's almost kind of like, in hip hop, because I feel this way about just like society in general. It needs to go back to community and smaller based things.
Regional
almost
radio,
like hip hop needs to do the
music.
same. To go back to more of a community-based economy. Like, it doesn't need to be this big, huge. Now, but that's the thing. How do you tell somebody not to chase every dollar they possibly
We
can?
didn't know it was going to turn into this.
Oh, for sure.
You know, syndicated radio that you tune in, but
or
you
podcast
listen, that's coming from
YouTube.
New York or somewhere else, but you ain't got no representation. Now the people coming up don't want to put their local slang in a song. And then you have people who don't know better, who telling you, man, that's neighborhood music. Don't nobody want to hear it. Bro.
I'm gonna ask you too, Frank, actually, because so shout out to Cole Saint.
Yeah.
I had him on the show the other day. You know, go check that episode out. So he said in that show, he was like, yo, I had an exec here from Sony here in Iowa, and he was like, Well, every time I come to Iowa, I hear New York, I hear LA,
I saw that.
Miami. He said these things, right?
Yeah.
And so he had his version of what Iowa sounded like. So I just found that to be a great question. What do you think Iowa sound is? If somebody was asking you, because you mentioned certain lingo and things like that, what is Iowa sound from your point of view? Yeah, and I'm curious because you've been doing this forever. To me, you have an incredibly unique sound. You know what I'm saying?
Due to the internet, if you have a specific sound, it's going to come from an older artist. Because thanks to the internet, people started to make the music that was winning.
But hold on, just let me stop you for a second though. Answer the question as if you're being asked by an exec, right? Because their goal is not to hear you be long-winded, right? They want to know what is the sound. And that's where he talked about coming up with, what he came up with. What do you think the sound is if somebody is asking you that?
I would say a blend of everything.
That's what I thought. Because you have like a West Coast sound, like a Midwest sound, but it's not any of those places, if that makes sense.
Right.
I do feel that way.
I'll agree with that.
Like a mix and pot kind of.
That's what the Midwest is. The Midwest is like when you get to Cleveland and Detroit, it's a lot of Bay.
Yeah, you're right. I can see that.
Sauce in there.
I can see that.
But then there's
especially that Detroit shit. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Might have some New York twisted in there.
Right.
I feel like everything come through, and it's like your favorites of what you inspired you molded into one.
I can see that because coming up from New York or coming from a specific place, your sound is very, is very that place. And here, if you have a lot of sounds that you were taking in as y'all was coming up and crafting your sound, I can see that. But for you, because, you've been here forever, you came in with musical influences from all over for the most part, because you traveled the world and then you were in Virginia and stuff like that. But you have been in Iowa for an extended period of time now as well. And I'm assuming being involved with the awards, you've heard lots of music and just stuff like that, So what is an Iowa sound to you? You kind of, is that how you feel? Is that it has like a mixing pot a little bit?
It's going to be mixed up. It all depends on what inspired the people the most, but you definitely going to authentically get something that sounds like you can hear the influence from the different stronger regions. You know what I'm saying? So I can't think, but as far as it's not a unique sound. I wouldn't say Iowa has a unique sound. It has a blended sound.
For sure. Yeah, no, I just thought that was an incredibly interesting question. So you talked about the event in February. So you have the open mic next week, the event in February, but then there's also some shows or a tour, for lack of a better word, that you guys will be doing before the awards this year.
That's right.
6 cities, I think you said?
Orchestrated the 319, the 309 tour, 4 dates 8 dates total, 4 in Iowa, 4 in Illinois, based on those area codes. I know the 4 Iowa cities are Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Burlington, and Iowa City. In the Illinois cities are Galesburg, Rock Island, and I forget the other 2.
That's exciting, though.
Yeah. That's being put on by Tone and a Shy Songwriter who's from Peoria. So they're securing some people. And I just got, I don't know if y'all familiar with Big Hef, a DJ who's based in Cleveland that's connected. There's going to be a showcase. I just got the flyer yesterday. I got give you more information when I look into it again, but it's going to be a showcase.
If I get the flyer, I'll post it right here.
Yeah, associated with Big Hef in Iowa City.
Word.
So it's going to be a lot of activity, man. And then in March, I'm going down to Austin during South by Southwest. I got 3 stages secured already. I might do some more. But, man, if you have it, I love going down during that time, man. It's just the energy is so great. Ain't no telling who you bump into. It's just shows all up and down the strip, man. You get some good food, have a good time, man.
Yeah, that sounds lit. Yeah. When's that?
That's going to be the week of the 11th through the 18th.
Of March?
In March.
Word.
Down in Austin.
Word. Yeah, Austin's lit right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Austin's lit right now. The comedy scene is crazy down there.
Yeah. Austin has the most live venues of any city in the world.
That's crazy. So yeah. So you got a lot going on.
Yeah, man.
You got a lot going on.
And I wanted to come by here and share all that.
You guys
share that the IMAs are coming to.
That's
the
a big, yeah. We
week.
finna, yeah. That's a huge deal. Also, get some shit off your chest.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
well, you know, yeah.
Cause you know, I ain't mad at it.
Hey, man.
But what about one thing too? We should mention. Do you have a project in the works, or what was the more recent project that people should check for, or
I'm always rapping, man.
or the next single, or what does your process and rollout kind of look like?
I'm gonna start putting out some things that I want to promote. I've been restructuring my style, so yes, I have something on the way.
You still recording with Jeannie today?
I wanted to hit some, but I ain't want to do too much in one day, and I ain't want to be like I had to cut the conversation short. So I'm gonna get in with him next week, and y'all gonna start seeing some things. I revamped the style of music and how I want to present myself musically. So I only put out one song last year, but that song did win single of the year. So you know I'm hitting 100%. But you know, and I want to connect with anybody that wants to connect with me, build with anybody that's, you know, no charity cases, because you can never do enough for somebody that needs you to do everything for them. But anybody who's investing and has the mindset of an investor and a builder, I love to partner with you. And
I know
we
some
can
guys.
level this thing up. You know, my name is Klazik. You know, I stand on what I say, and I love to talk face to face. I lead with respect, and we gon' build something great.
We'll figure it out one way or the other, huh?
That we can all be proud of. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. Listen, man, it was great to have you here, especially for you to talk about the awards as candidly as you did, because obviously you didn't have to do that. We appreciate you announcing that here. Actually, I hope y'all hear a whole bunch of cool shit leading up to it. We want to be involved in more things, and you know the guys is over here. Shout out to Views from the West. You know, we got Frank over there. You know, yeah, man, we doing cool shit here too at Do Better Studios. You know, maybe you'll start seeing them here more. I know you're getting into content as well. They can follow you on all platforms for that as well. So even though you heard, maybe he said he didn't put out tons of music, he's still super active, putting shows together, working with the awards, building bridges between, you know, cities. And so he still always has a lot going on, you know.
And if you search Klazik on your social media, Klazik, you'll see my face, you know, presented with the beard, you know, good looking guy with some shades on. Just pick something. You're gonna find.
Got the shows coming up, especially in February.
Yeah.
Also going to do some tips on how to have stage presence. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know, and I will say, you know, you definitely carry yourself in a confident way. So I'm sure that's gonna blend through on stage. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Come on out, man. Let's grow together, man. I'm looking forward to
man. We got
y'all.
Klazik in the building. It's Do Better, BEDDER-MEDA, taking the eye out of media. Y'all know what it is. It's the future. I'm just happy to be here, trying to figure it out. You know.
And you're going to be
Frank
here for a
Mank
long
in the building.
time, brother.
I appreciate you, dog. Yeah, man, that was good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm a problem. You don't get no rewind privileges, just vominos. I'm the big dog, top mama dude. And I promise you, everything I got is on the table. Domino. I'm Freddy Krueger, haunting haters and they sleeping. When they wake, I change into Jason and chase them through the streets. I'm a beast, homie. The flow is something like the furniture in porno flicks. Shouldn't sleep on me.